So that's a bit of a problem. You don't know if it's true or not. We've been speaking about this in newspapers as well. And so it must be true. Why is it important for you to have these kinds of stories from people that you don't know? Well, there are a lot of scandals, and when there's money involved as well, like the pharmaceutical industry, I know that that's quite a big lobby. There's a lot of money at stake. So are the governments using this money? They've spent this money and they want us to use the vaccine that they've bought. So sometimes I think to myself, for our health as well, that's a problem. If my child is vaccinated and they have health problems, that's a problem. That's my responsibility. It's serious. So I don't think there's much hindsight. We don't know very much about this vaccine, and this is why I'm so mixed about it. Okay? But I know that I have nieces who are vaccinated and they had absolutely no side effects. So that must be hereditary. We've got good immunity responses, and my daughters are probably going to have to get vaccinated next week or in 10 days, I think it is. One of them is getting it done through the school. Another one is going with a friend. So they're going to get vaccinated, but I don't know what I want to do yet. Okay. I want to try to understand what you're saying. I'm not trying to pass judgment here, but out of the people that you know, have everybody been vaccinated and had some people have had no side effects, but you're unsure because you see stories from people you don't know and they might have had some side effects. So what's influencing your decision here? Comments from people you don't know, or the people that you actually know? Well, no, people might actually know, yes. They're saying that nothing happened, but there are some people who have had side effects. And two of my friends, they've got daughters, a 16-year-old, and she's not had a period since May. That's a bit of a problem for my kids as well. And that's why I'm reluctant. But because it's in my family, everybody has been vaccinated and they've not had any side effects, well, I might be more likely to trust what my family are telling me. Okay. And that's why I haven't said no to my daughters getting vaccinated. Okay, so you said that on Facebook there's been a lot of fake news. Have you ever seen any fake news, and how did you react to that? Well, we don't know if it's fake news or not. And there was a scientist actually who'd been talking about the vaccine, saying that it changes our DNA. I think the video was taken down, but he was saying that there was a 5G chip in the vaccine as well. So really, these people are crazy. They're just inventing things. It's just absolute nonsense. Scientific research is really advanced now. They're not going to be injecting us with poison. People saying that there was, lead or whatever in there. But they're not trying to make us ill. But it's really hard to distinguish between real information and fake information. So this is why using national news sources is more reliable than Facebook, or there needs to be some kind of certification to show that this has been checked information. There's just too much. Okay, and this stuff about the 5G chip and other fake news, where did you see that? That's on YouTube. What about on Facebook? Have you seen any of stuff about that before? Yes, there are always conspiracy theorists out there. I think there was a researcher actually who had been talking for an hour or an hour and a half, who was showing that A plus B meant that this was going to change our DNA. But you can't remember his name? No. All right then, so if I'm following your strategy is to try to filter and use national news sources, yes, and the government website as well, where they show us, for example, that those were under pressure with the ventilator shortages and people were having breathing problems. And these are videos which you can't really falsify. They're just in the hospital. So to me, that's reliable when I see those kinds of videos on proper news websites. That's journalistic work. Okay, so you like to see images and actual facts of it being of it happening. Yes. Okay then. You sent us screenshots. So what I'm going to do is share my screen and we'll have a look at what you sent us. There were 3 here, I think, yeah. Could you maybe talk me through this? Where did you find this? Where did you find this? Found this on Google. Why did you choose this information? It was an ad. So it's certified. I can see the government website, ARS, that's the government seal, so it's a reliable source. And it's trying to encourage people to get vaccinated. And it talks about desirable effects as opposed to undesirable effects. So they've played, it's a word play here, and people saying it sounds like an ad for condoms. So this is probably more for teenagers, maybe, between 14 and 20-year-olds. And I thought that it was really well done. It's quite striking. They're saying that basically you need to protect yourself catching COVID when you're partying because you meet a lot of people when you're doing that. Okay. It's actually surprising for you to said that because you're more hesitant. Well, I'm more hesitant for me, but this is for my daughters. This is more for my teenagers. They're talking about the undesirable effects, and this is the desirable effects. We know that teenagers go out and they're at more risk of catching COVID. So I thought that this was really well done. It's encouraging them to go and get vaccinated. Okay, that's clear. Thank you. And this was on Google. Were you doing a search? How did you find this? So no, I think that this was vaccination COVID, and I found this campaign. So you did a search to prepare for the interviews, or was this something else? I had actually seen it before, but I had seen a box here. I hadn't really paid much attention to it. I don't remember where I saw it. I think I saw it online, and I wanted to find it again, so that's why I typed vaccination in. But I'd already seen it. Okay. So there's this one here as well. Where does this come from? This is on Google.